You know, garlic. It's in pretty much every kitchen, right? We use it to add flavor to, well, everything. But what if I told you that for thousands of years it was seen as much more than just a spice? It was medicine. So today we're going to peel back the layers on this ancient remedy and see if all that old wisdom actually holds up to modern science.
And listen, when I say ancient, I really mean it. This isn't some new age health trend we're talking about. We're talking about a legacy that goes back millennia. Think about it. Way back in 1550 BC, an Egyptian medical text was already recommending garlic for workers doing heavy labor. In ancient India, it was being prescribed for things like heart disease and arthritis. And now, today, all that age-old wisdom is finally being put under the microscope.
So, that's the big question, right? Is this ancient wonder food actually backed by modern science? Is there real, hard proof behind all these claims? Well, let's dive in and find out.
Okay, so where do we even start? Let's go for the biggest claim of them all, garlic and your heart. This is probably the one you've heard about the most, and it's for sure where scientists have put a ton of their focus. And to get a real, definitive answer, they didn't just look at one study. Nope, they did something called a meta-analysis, which is basically a study of studies. They pulled together the results from 108 separate clinical trials. I mean, think about that, 108 trials. That is a massive amount of data, and it gives us a way clearer picture of what's really going on. Well, the findings were pretty incredible, actually. The analysis showed that garlic significantly lowered total cholesterol and that LDL cholesterol, you know, the bad stuff. At the same time, it actually increased the HDL, or good cholesterol. But wait, there's more. It also lowered triglycerides and reduced both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. It even helped reduce markers of inflammation. It's like garlic is attacking heart disease risk from all these different angles. Okay, so we've established garlic is a powerhouse for your heart. But what if its protective benefits go even further? Turns out, garlic can act like a bodyguard for another one of our most vital organs. I'm talking about your liver, your body's main detoxification factory. It works so hard for us, but it's also really vulnerable to toxins. So researchers designed a study to ask a very specific question. Could garlic protect the liver from something really nasty, like the toxic heavy metal lead? And the results were just, wow, so clear. The rats that were only exposed to lead, they suffered from severe liver cell damage, necrosis. Their liver cells were literally dying. But the group that got both the lead and garlic oil, their livers were significantly protected. The damage was so much less severe. It's just a crystal clear demonstration of garlic's protective power. All right, so garlic protects the heart, it protects the liver, but how? How does it actually work? What's its secret weapon? Well, the answer is all about some really cool chemistry that happens right in your kitchen. Let me introduce you to the star of the show, a compound called allicin. It's this powerful sulfur-based compound that's responsible for that classic sharp garlic smell we all know. And scientists are pretty sure it's the main reason for a lot of garlic's health benefits. But here's the catch. It's super unstable. And this is the really cool part. Allicin isn't just sitting there inside a whole garlic clove. It doesn't even exist yet. See? Inside the clove, you've got a compound called allicin and an enzyme called alliinase, and they're kept in separate little compartments. But the moment you crush, chop, or chew that clove, you break down those walls. The two mix, and bam! The enzyme instantly converts the compound into potent allicin. It's amazing, right? You actually start the chemical reaction. So now that you know about this kitchen chemistry, you can actually use it to your advantage. It's the key to unlocking all those benefits. So let's get practical. How do you get the most out of every single clove? The big question, raw versus cooked. Well, remember that enzyme we just talked about? Turns out heat deactivates it. So if you cook the garlic right away, you stop that allicin-making reaction in its tracks. The answer is pretty clear. Raw garlic is where you'll find the highest concentration of allicin and the most potent therapeutic effects. Now, that's not to say cooked garlic is bad. It still has other good stuff in it. But if you're looking for that real medicinal punch, raw is definitely king. Okay, if you remember one thing from this, make it this tip. This is the absolute best way to prepare garlic. After you crush or chop it, just let it sit for about 10 minutes. Don't touch it. Don't cook it yet. That little 10-minute rest gives the enzyme enough time to work its magic and create the maximum amount of allicin. Simple, right? Now, I get it. Not everyone is a fan of munching on raw garlic, and that's totally fine. That's where supplements can be a good option. One of the most popular kinds is aged garlic extract.
In this form, that unstable allicin gets converted into more stable compounds, like S-allicystine, or SAC for short. And the good news is, studies show these are also really effective, particularly when it comes to lowering blood pressure.
But before we get too carried away, we have to talk about safety. Because garlic is so powerful, there are a few really important things, some crucial caveats you need to know.
All right, let's get the obvious stuff out of the way first. The most common side effects, you guessed it, garlic breath and, well, body odor. Some people might also get a little bit of bloating or gas. Allergic reactions are pretty rare, but they can happen. And here's a pro tip. Whatever you do, don't put fresh raw garlic directly on your skin. It can actually cause some nasty burns. Okay, now for something that's critically important. Please listen up. Because garlic is so potent, it can have serious interactions with certain medications. And I'm not talking mild stuff. Some of these can be genuinely dangerous. The biggest one to watch out for is with anticoagulants, blood thinners like warfarin. Garlic can actually boost their effect, which sounds good, but it can seriously increase your risk of bleeding. It can also mess with the effectiveness of some anti-AIDS drugs. So, here's the bottom line, and it's non-negotiable. If you are on any prescription medication, you absolutely must talk to your doctor before you start taking garlic supplements or eating huge quantities of it. So where does that leave us? After looking at the thousands of years of history, the hard science, and that cool kitchen chemistry, the takeaway is pretty clear. All that ancient folklore? Well, it wasn't just folklore. Garlic's reputation as a powerful medicinal food is, without a doubt, backed up by solid, modern science. And that really makes you think, doesn't it? If one little ingredient that's in almost every kitchen holds this much power, what other incredible secrets are just hiding in plain sight, right in our pantries and refrigerators?